They said that's more.
Oh, I was just gonna make
I feel like
a
I'm
group, okay?
You look
Hello,
pretty.
guys. We are live with
We're cute.
Team NWI, Abby, as well as the rest of the Nickel Struggle group and the NWI group.
I'm gonna set them in here.
Guys, if you can and if you will, please let us know if you can see our faces just to make sure that everything is in working order.
I'm gonna take all these out. I don't see anything except the welcome sign.
You're gonna what? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take all these out of the packages.
Same here.
I ain't doing it now.
I just figured we put it in that bag and then we'll
That's called garbage.
Yeah, that's it.
Dennis had us some Long John Silver's for dinner.
As my dad would call it, long dongs.
Long John.
Long gone? That sounds like my dad.
He made it like below deck. He always put it below deck.
Just being honest.
That
All
reality.
right. I am not sure why this is not coming on as
One on top.
all of us in the group.
Oh, that's cool. They're magnet.
Yep.
Magnetized. So, oh, that's awesome. How cool is that? Ooh, that's cool.
Can you guys see us at all?
No.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Put them in there. That's what they stick.
I don't know what's going on.
You get a flashlight. You get a flashlight. You get a flashlight.
Everyone gets a flashlight.
I love the background.
No.
I think this is better than that little light that I had.
Yeah, that's very good.
And when it doesn't work
Yeah,
so
look at
well
that.
anymore,
Works
like,
all the way
you
over there.
just toss it. It doesn't even take up like much
Sure.
space.
So the
Let's see, can you break this? You want to press the
All
button?
right.
Press the button? Here, you want to hold it?
I am not sure what is going on with it, but let's go ahead. I mean, the important thing is to talk about what's going on with
That's
Emma Baum. That's the most important thing. So, Abby, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to please talk about Abby and her disappearance.
Emma was dilated on October 4th to 1 centimeter. She went to go see her boyfriend to kind of get all of her affairs in order, and that was October 10th, and we have not seen her or heard anything from her since, as everyone knows at this point. On top of that, like, she was supposed to have the baby on the 22nd. So when it came down to it, and we're like trying to figure out for sure where she is, if she's okay, get in contact with her, the boyfriend was telling us one thing over here and one thing over there, and it got to a point where now we're just like gonna do anything and everything possible to figure out and find her. We tried to go to the police multiple times. They kept telling us the same thing over and over. She's an adult. She's an adult. And it had to be to a point where we had to put her foot down and say, well, an adult or not, she's had every other child in the hospital, and she is completely vanished off the face of the earth. It is unfair that our mom had to completely go again and again and again, and she just kept getting pushed off, in a sickening way that no one, if you're missing, it just doesn't seem to matter if you're of age. Like, everyone just doesn't worry the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
But, we've said it a million times. She has a huge family that loves her.
Absolutely understand that. And again, the people on here are are people that also have missing loved ones. So we absolutely feel your pain and understand what you're going through. Let me ask you this. How much has the Gary Police Department helped you?
Honestly, they wouldn't take the police report. They've made everything extremely difficult. They put a detective on the case that is a general crimes detective, like not even one that is qualified really to be in missing persons or be, take it serious. So the number on all the flyers and stuff that they posted up after we had already made flyers and no answers, continuously pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's like we've been into a building, like buildings that are condemned and almost falling down because they've made it very clear that some of these places are unsafe for their officers to check. Therefore, they're unwilling to even go in any of the near surroundings. They don't keep in contact with anybody. They just keep pushing it off like she doesn't matter. And that's not okay. That's not going to fly with any of us. She matters. She might be 25 years old, but she is not following the same routine. She's not contacted anybody. And regardless if
She always contacted
yeah,
her family.
always. And
Every
like
day.
all yeah, how many kids in the family total? We have a large amount.
12.
12.
12.
Oh, wow.
Just mom and dad. And when we all came up and said no one has heard from her or seen her, and there's no internet action, there's no anything, and all of a sudden we have to find her. And we had been asking the next day after she was supposed to come back. Paige said, "Hey, please have Emma call me." And then he calls mom saying one thing, he tells me something.
I'm sorry. I missed that last part.
We just, like, we're trying really hard to find her, and we're scared. Yeah,
Mm,
we're worried.
absolutely.
We're scared. We just want her home.
That's-
We've all done things. We possibly anything and everything to try to get like the boyfriend to tell us more. Try to kind of, I sent all of the stuff to Lost and Missing Traffic because she said she worked with the police, not to sit there and act like this is some drama or some TV show. We asked for help. Like,
Agreed. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Can you say specifically who you're referring to?
it is the lost, missing, and trafficked lady. Her name is Pebbles. She tried to help us,
but it didn't. She wasn't.
but
She misled us.
yeah, she definitely did mislead us.
And we didn't give her permission.
Do you want to elaborate on that or no?
She said that she worked with police and that she has ways to make sure everybody knows that Emma would be like pushed out as a missing person. When she told us that she worked with police, I had spent hours like messaging Antoine trying to get as much detail out of him as possible without making him think that like I'm not on his side or not on Emma's. So with that being said, like we're just trying to get hope. If Gary PD wasn't going to help us, who else would? And it turned into a stupid drama series. And now she's out there putting my information out for the world, by the way, knowing that there's a possibility that there's a bigger issue and that this is really under investigation. And the family knows that I sent her those messages. The family knows that we found out that she is not who she claimed to be and couldn't help the way that she said she would. And like we asked her as a whole multiple times to stop just because she's going out of her way to make this into some sort of drama TV show and putting everyone at risk as well as the investigation.
And what was her response to that?
She posted up my email address and my name and said that she has a credible source and trying to justify it. And she was told after all of that was sent. So there's no excuse at this point. It's just starting to make us feel more like no one really cares about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Mm-hmm.
child. This is a child. There is a child out there that could be by itself or think its mom didn't want it, and that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even just the child. It's her, Emma too. I
Yes.
mean, and I'm not trying to take anything away from the baby, but
I know.
it's about the missing person. I mean, to me, and that's just my opinion. Um, all the other shit can be put to the side. You don't need to make drama. You don't need to make drama in order to bring people into the case more, if that makes sense. You don't need to do that. What we need to do is find Emma, period.
Yes.
Um,
And not get them to stop.
agreed. Lorenzo, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, thanks for having us. We got called in by the family on November 3rd. And since November 3rd, we got the call right away. Right away, we went out and start looking. We started to figure out who was who within the family. We started to figure out our last known locations, plural. And we've been in abandoned schools, and we've been in dilapidated houses. We have been under bridges, inside the sewer tunnels. When the family has called us, it was one night, probably about 10 o'clock, maybe 9:40 at night, and something about a location. We got up and we went. We just don't wait to schedule something. This is an urgency, and there's families and there's lives at risk. So we don't risk the time. We just do. So we have a team of probably about a good 14 of us, and every single one of us, we have our different gifts that we bring to the table. Not everybody is on boots on the ground, but we have people set in place to do and bring their gifts efficiently for this case and any case.
Agreed. Absolutely agree. Guys, I know you are seeing the welcome sign. Hey, okay, welcome, but I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but it doesn't matter. What we need to do is just put this information out there. You don't have to see our faces or our names or anything like that. What we need to do is focus on Emma. There are so many questions in the audience already. Is what that person is saying about the RV true, Abby? Let me say this. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I will ask Abby questions from the audience, and if she feels like it will harm the investigation, Abby will say so, and you guys better respect it.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Abby.
What exactly is the question?
Is what that person is saying about the RV true?
We don't have enough information about the actual RV. We were told multiple different things, just like the multiple different leads going from point A to point B. So I cannot confirm nor deny that actually.
They're asking, is there a way to find out who it is registered to? Lorenzo, you want to answer that?
That goes back to the lack of help that the police department is giving us. If they are aware that there was one over there, there's also plenty of cameras that we've been told, license plate readers. At this point, they have no idea So that's just going in circles. We were told by the landlord that that specific RV was over there, but no one actually wants to give us any details. So it is making that subject very hard and sore because we don't know.
Right, right. Did they happen to ping her phone?
They Emma had just gotten that phone. We are actually looking for the box that it came in and try to figure out if we can get a SIM ID number or anything along them lines so we can actually help them more with that. But it was on a Wi-Fi. So really we should be able to figure out whose Wi-Fi it was on and then turn around and be able to pinpoint more.
That's smart. I never thought about that in this case. That's really smart. Lorenzo, do you want to interject anywhere?
Yeah. So with the regular phone, usually how it goes has to be like they got to get a warrant for it, and then the police has to um, subpoena the company to actually get those records. But in this case, Abby's on the right track. Abby is super smart. She is very level-headed, and she's like on it. Like super surprising of this being a tragedy in her life, but she's really coming to the point of finding out those small minor details that can actually bring answers to this case. So I mean, great job
Absolutely.
for thinking outside the box there. I don't know if that was your idea, which I'm just assuming that it is because it's a great idea. But that would be very, very useful if we could get that information from that box, wherever that box is at. When we went inside the landlord's house, where he allowed us to go on in, I didn't quite see a cell phone box. However, I wasn't looking for a cell phone box, but I do believe that I have good relationship with the landlord to actually go back and to maybe even see if the box is even there. That might be able to help.
When you say a cell phone box, do you mean like the box that the cell phone came in?
I'm sorry?
I was asking Lorenzo, when you say the cell phone box, are you talking about the actual box
Correct.
that the cell phone? Okay, okay.
Yeah, because that box will contain like a serial number, that will contain a model number and a Sims number to actually to track it if even possible.
That's how I would go to work.
Okay. That makes sense.
Or even figure out exactly which Wi-Fi she connected to. If there's a nearby open Wi-Fi unit somewhere that can put all of that together.
Right, because those are all digital fingerprints.
Yes.
I'm going to say this, Abby, as a sister that's missing, you are on it, girl. You are definitely on it, and I have to give you so much kudos. You're really bringing your sister's name and her case to light, and I love it. I have to give you your props because you did it.
I know she would do it for me. She would do it for any of these girls. That is one thing I can say is regardless of past, present, and hopefully a future, that when it comes to something like this, we can depend on each other to make the right choices,
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. There is someone asking, did the police question the old man that is quote unquote obsessed with her? I don't know who that is, so I'm going to let you guys answer that, Lorenzo and Abby.
Mom says they have not. In fact, somebody like multiple people that should be questioned at this point in time have continuously told me that they have not had anybody show physically up to question them, which is why we're doing everything that we're doing.
That's why we got switched.
Yes, and that's why we had to switch detectives and more or less when we don't get an answer, we do push and push and push. There are new ones that are stepping up, so we are really hoping that they will be the answer that we're looking for. And I've made it clear to all of them whatever they need. I've explained everything that I've done from point A to point B. Why, if something comes out into question, go ahead and call. I have no problem telling them in detail. I don't care. Anything to help my sister, my whole family, her kids, the children that are physically here, and her unborn child.
We've lived a long life. It's okay. We're not going to dust some dirt. Your parents would be like, wipe it off. It's fine.
I don't know if the internet.
I had to yell at my mom.
The internet.
It's so cold in there. And,
Oh my gosh, I've been muted. I'm sitting up here talking. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I thought I lost you.
she'd be like,
My bad, my bad. I think it's important that we go back and talk about how it is so important to only put out facts.
You're the one that told me.
We don't need anything else talking about he said, she said, we said, on the other side said, grandpa, Uncle David, cousin on your great uncle side said this. We need to only focus on the facts. And I think that the only facts that we're going to get is from you, Abby, and from Emma's mom, because even though the police are not going to help us, they're not going to give you a lot of information every day, all day. They're going to go to you first with any questions that they have.
Yes.
So I definitely want to put that out there. I think that's very, very important. Candace Sotilla. Lost on the coast of the RV. Can anyone explain? Been following since day one, and someone got to know something. So there was a post saying that someone knew of an RV and actually posted the RV and the license plate of the RV. But would you like to elaborate on that, Abby?
No.
For the RV, in the original, very beginning, we were told one thing about the RV. We were told something else about the RV. And to be honest, our main goal is to find Emma. So anything that is not 100% in fact or stated by specific people, we don't want to sit there and post someone's license plate to the world and make it to where other people are at risk. We're not trying to cause a ripple in the community. We're not trying to cause more problems. Our whole goal and everything fact related has been sent to the detectives, and that's where it should be. We're not trying to sit there, and we know that there's a possibility that there was a camper there for sure. But without the correct knowledge, we're not asking people to go search that down. We're asking people, have you seen Emma walking from point A to point B? Please tell somebody. If you've seen her at a grocery store and you can confirm for a fact that you've seen her and are willing to point out a picture of her, like we just had someone yesterday say that, oh, we seen her, it looked just like her, and then when we went to talk to her today, she more or less told us to fuck off. Excuse my language. But all of these misinformation facts, we're going to check every single one of them. We are going to run in circles. I'm not going to call and ask for permission. I rather ask for forgiveness. I will do anything from point A to point B to figure it out. And I don't care about a trailer unless it's for sure guaranteed in factual facts that is the one I need to be hunting down, per se. So until we know more, which would include the police department's help, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
So I really wish that that was not posted all over for the world to see. I'm not quite sure for sure how that one got out there, but that was not sent by the family. That was not said, hey, go hunt this person down, make them stop on the side of the road so we can go into their stuff. That's not helping my sister. That's not following the rules. That's not going to bring justice to our family. And it's sad that people are so highly focused on following a half written drama 95% of the time than provide legit things that will help possibly save my sister's life.
Girl, listen. Woo. Tasha, I'm sorry to bring this on you because I'm trying not to like cry because you always say I cry on all of it. I feel you. I feel you.
And that is why we don't put things out on the internet for the world to see, because these are things that if it was true, you know, why would we post a photo of something that's not true and cause other people harm, you know? So that right there, whoever posted that was just very unprofessional. Like when the police get any type of evidence, they don't go on posting things, they collect things to bring a case. They don't expose things until things need to be exposed. So like that right there is just, it's just sloppy work in my opinion. So whoever did that, it's sloppy work.
Absolutely. And it's some things in an investigation that you don't want to put out there. I mean, you just don't. A case in point, when my sister went missing, the last picture that we saw was a dress that we found in the back of her car. So we have no idea what she is actually wearing when she went missing. So with some things you just don't put out there. I mean, period. You just don't. And people hide behind the facade of careers and titles that are not right. So get your facts straight.
That's
Only
all we
put
ask.
out facts. And if there is a problem that you don't know the facts, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to the Missing Struggle. You can reach out to NWI. If you don't know the facts, don't put it out there because we're coming for you.
Thank you. And that's really where we are right now is at this point I promise my sisters I will do whatever it takes. I don't care if I have to go in the middle of nowhere. I don't care if I have to walk through a swamp. I don't care if the building is going to fall down. I don't care if I'm surrounded by sexual predators. I don't care if we have people with guns nearby. If it comes down to it, I will do whatever it takes. I will be the good friend. I will be the bad friend. I will ask the questions in between. I don't care. What the main goal is to find her. And if that means everybody in the world hates me, that is fine. Because in the long run,
You're saving a
for a
life.
purpose.
Agreed. I saw this video the other day in Milwaukee about some old dude had, took this 12, 13-year-old girl and was doing all this and all that with him, and the street gave him justice. Like he had eyes over here, eyes over there, lips over here. I mean, it was messed up. I'm not invoking violence. However, if the police aren't helping us, we need the streets out there to help us. Can you tell us, Abby, the last place that you knew Emma to be dropped off at or to be seen at?
She was dropped off by our two sisters at the 25th block of Connecticut. She had been dropped off at that same location multiple times, so it's not absurd to think that she went directly to that house. The landlord did state that he's seen her and told her she was too pregnant to be out there walking by herself, and even offered to guide her to the house himself. With all of these things being said, we do know for a fact that she was taken to that place. I know a lot of people were giving a shit about like the flyer addresses originally being wrong. When we were trying to get the actual information up on Google, it came out wrong. But my sister also had to go pick up her boyfriend, and my other sister was just trying to be helpful. Like, she was dropped off at that specific spot at that location and walked to the house on the 25th block of Connecticut. It was confirmed. The landlord made it clear. Yes, he did see her. Yes, she did go there. And yes, she did leave with her boyfriend on foot.
And that was something that the landlord saw?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
That is a fact. 100% that is a fact. There was no trailer in the yard at that point. There was no in between this person or this person at that point. The fact is, she was dropped off there to meet her boyfriend. Someone physically confirmed that. Confirmed that she left with him, and now she is gone. She's completely vanished. She's had every other child of hers at the hospital, which means she already knows how it works. If you go into labor and you feel pains, you call 911. You call someone, they pick you up. You go to the nearest ER, because there is always the risk. And she's not going to risk her own life. She has 3 other kids.
Agreed.
And the fact that all these people are sitting here, well, she's 25 and she could do what she wants. And this, and this, it's not helpful, because if she didn't want to talk to us, and this is the hard truth that we are willing to accept as well. If she didn't want to be a part of this family, if she didn't want to talk to any of us, if she didn't feel comfortable to be around us, all she has to do is just call us and tell us to go fuck ourselves, and we would be like, well, at least we know she's alive. But she wouldn't.
Abby, that's not the case.
I know it's not the case, and that's
I don't
what
want
I
you
want
to
the
hurt
rest of the
that
world to
way.
know.
Agreed. I don't want you to hurt that way, because, again, with me having a missing sister at the same time, just up and disappeared, I know our sister wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. And it hurts. And to explain it to the public even hurts more, because there's no way that you can explain it to them unless they've gone through it.
Yes, like this isn't a game. We have baby stuff here for her. Her son tells us every day he misses his mom. She wouldn't do that to him. She loves her babies. She would not just walk away. She wouldn't. There has to be a reason. I traveled very far every day to come out here to do everything I can, continuously fighting everyone along the way, I feel like. But it doesn't matter, because I know that she wouldn't just walk away. She wouldn't. She wouldn't.
Yeah, I totally understand.
And one thing about Emma, everyone should very well know, and she was energetic, she was spunky. If she didn't like something, she had no problem telling you, hey, this is not how I feel, and this is not how it's gonna be. So if she had a problem for real with any of us, that is exactly what we would expect. So this is out of character. I don't care how old she is, she needs us.
Absolutely. What do you think that if she was like here saying, I don't agree with anything, with people, not family, but people on the street, how do you think she would handle that? What would she say if she didn't feel safe, or if she didn't think where she was appropriate for her to be?
She would get on her Wi-Fi phone or her cell phone, and she would send a text message saying, yo, come get me. Just let me know when you're here. And that would be that. Like my dad, her mom, regardless of anything that anyone thinks, they love her completely. My dad is distraught. He's falling apart.
Mm.
You know, we want to have hope, and then all these people tell us these terrible things, and they continuously just play with everyone's heads and emotions and think that this is some sort of game. And if we are your entertainment, I have to say honestly, I still don't wish this upon you. I still hope that there's going to be that one person to just tell us exactly where she is. There's
And
got
that's
to
what
be
it's
good
going to take.
in this world.
That's what it's going to take. So, for the audience, I hope you're listening and hear what Abby is saying. It doesn't matter if it's something that you think you know, that someone's told you, um, not really theories, because we need some facts to back that up, but someone somewhere knows something. That's my motto. Like, somebody knows something. And if you don't tell it, this is how you make the family members of the missing feel like this. We're hurt. We're devastated. We know the police aren't going to help us. I mean, no matter what, we have to put our fingers in their faces and let them know this is our family members. We love them. This is what we need. So,
Like if
uh,
you say you see her, take a photo. Send it to
yes.
the anonymous tip line. We don't even have to know it's you. We need to physically know that she is out there. Not
Um, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Abby.
not sit here and be like, oh, well, I think so, and then tell us, oh, well, we would show you the camera footage, but like, no, we're not gonna do it. We're okay if this was the case where she were to just walk away, as long as we physically seen that she is actively standing upright, we would be satisfied. It's the fact that none of us know. All of us are scared. We are risking our own lives every single day, going in places that are falling apart. I went through a ditch the other day, and I'm very lucky I didn't just stab myself with a needle that someone threw out of the side of their car. Just to see if maybe we can find a phone or anything. And we have gotten wonderful support from Team WI and you, the Missing Struggle, and all kinds of people willing to report it and get the information out there. But all of these misleading facts and unwilling to look at the cameras or actually be supportive in a correct way, just if you can prove where she is physically, we will give you your reward and we will leave you guys alone and we will respect whatever wish she has. But until we hear it from her directly, I don't care what it takes. I have to say, no matter what, if she is out there listening,
Can I
you are dearly loved.
can I chime in here? This is
Absolutely. Please, someone take over, because I'm crying and I try not to do this, and it's bothering me. So yes,
yeah.
please.
I'm just going to chime in and say, with being that we had our son went missing, and I understand Abby's hurt and I understand the family's hurt. We went through that where we got phone calls in the middle of the night and people saying, Michael's here, Michael's there, and we would run out to these places 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Didn't matter what we went through and what time we went through to these things, because when your family is missing, it's a whole different ball game. It's different because You know what that person's going through. And I know that when we're out there, we know the hearts of the people that are missing because we know what they're walking through, what they're feeling, how they feel. You don't want to give up when you're at home. You're not eating because you're worried that you should be out there still looking. It's like your life is on a standstill, and that's how we felt. We went through that same thing, and I don't think that people really understand it to the extent, because if they didn't go through it, and like Abby said, hopefully no one ever has to go through this. But if you had to go through this, then you know this. If you don't know this, then you don't have compassion for it. You don't know what the family's feeling. And for you to put false information, we've had that happen to us in our case as well. It hurts. It really hurts. You don't want people speculating. You don't want people saying stuff about your loved one that is not true. If you know facts, then okay. But if you don't know facts and you're not directly talking to this family, then you need to not say anything. Just like your mama told you, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That is what I've learned growing up. So that's how I feel about this. That's why we don't do that. We don't put our stuff out there. We don't put videos and all this other stuff, because this is part of a case. This is somebody's loved one. Until the facts come out, when we find Emma, or if there's something that really needs to be spoken of, the family will tell you to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm gonna put my little 2 cents in. There's some sick individuals in the
Yeah,
public.
100% agreed with that.
Yep. Agree with that.
Again, I keep bringing it back to my sister, but when my sister went missing, you know that they asked us for $3,000
Yeah.
for our loved one. $3,000? Are you really serious? I mean, there's some sick, very sick individuals. And with that being said, for a person to put out false information, screenshots of family members' messages, um, you're a sick individual.
It's
You are a very sick individual.
We're trying
Unless
to
you,
save a life. That's what we're
I'm
trying to
sorry,
do. We're trying to save her life.
absolutely.
We're trying to save a life. We're trying to get,
You're
no
saving
matter
two
what,
lives. You're
justice.
saving two lives.
Justice matters. And we have to sit here and
Mhm.
go continuously try to fight for justice in a land that seems to not care about it. And realistically, that's unfair. We grow up our whole lives thinking that we can rely on, you know, this world and follow these rules and do these things. And, you can't.
They'd be shut down like we were at first, and that's just ridiculous.
Yes,
Mhm.
and to be told to stay out the way or to leave or to shut down or we can't do this. They're not willing to go in these houses. We are. I don't care if, I catch a charge at this point. I will do what is necessary to find our two loved ones. Her kids deserve it. We deserve it. Her mom loves her. Our dad loves her. Regardless of any message or anything in between, like, I will play whatever game is necessary to get the facts that are needed to help the people that will provide justice for my sister.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I'm absolutely agree. I want to go to a very specific comment that's made by Jesse Wayne.
Okay.
No one is obsessed with her. She's my friend. I've been there for her in many ways. And if you would like to see messages from her telling her how much she appreciates me and everything I do for her, I'll be more than happy to send them to you. This is about finding Emma. This is not about me. So please knock it off.
What I would have to say specifically to Jesse Wayne is if you have any viable information, please send it to the correct locations like the police department. There's no need to explain to the rest of the world about anything. Realistically is, you know, you want to help, start messaging. Don't, if you have a phone call that you think is important, record it. Be able to help us help her. We don't need to help ourselves. Like I said, I don't care if everybody hates me. I don't care. What I care about is the main goal. And the main goal is to find Emma and her child, is to provide peace to her children, to help her mom who has given up her job. I gave up a job. Like, this is continuously going to be our mission until we figure out where she is. That is our family. Who cares what the rest of the world thinks about you? If you have viable information, send it to the correct places. You don't need to tell everybody else. Fuck everybody else. Who cares about them? Care about Emma.
Girl, I like you. For real. Like, Jesse, I don't know who you are. Well, I kind of have an idea who you are, but the please knock it off is bullshit. If you have facts, not innuendos, but if you have facts, send it to the right place. You can send it to Team NWI, you can send it to Abby, you can send it to the Missing Struggle, and we will make sure that it goes to the correct place. But don't come on here talking about please knock it off. We're talking about Emma, we're talking about her missing, and we're talking about the child that she had in her stomach. So please not, I take offense to that. So I'm gonna keep trolling and see what else I see. And if you have something else over here, I'm gonna put that shit up too. Why hasn't there been an Amber Alert on the baby?
As of this moment, that is still up to the actual police. I do continuously push the fact that I find it crazy that we can fight for little fetuses all over the world, but we can't fight for a full-term child that is dilated in physical birth mode. And until we know, I guess, more about this child, it's a hard subject because I agree completely. When she went missing,
they haven't done
It's okay. It's okay. Take your time. Take your time.
when she
And
went
if you don't want to say
missing,
anything, you don't have to say it because no one in the public needs to know. It's only if you want to share it.
in order to have an Amber Alert, I'm assuming, with what I was told, there has to be record of the birth, which is part of the problem, which is part of the reason we are searching for her completely. Emma is responsible when it comes to having her kids. She knows the risks. She would have that baby in the hospital. So until there is a complete record, I understand that the paperwork is a little questionable, but that is still up to the police. And regardless, I live in a world of law, and I have to believe that the justice system in the long run will come out to do the right thing.
Okay.
Someone is asking as well, has any family contacted Indiana State Police?
Yes.
I think that's a given. That's why I kind of skipped that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Of course they have. I really think the boyfriend knows something. His ex claims he was really abusive, and the fact his story keeps changing is a red flag. Lorenzo, can you speak on that? You're a man, and we need, a male input here.
The boyfriend is a person of interest because he was the last to be with Emma. So obviously, the last person can know something, but we don't have those answers because he is incarcerated at the moment. Now, whether or not the police have done their job, which we all hope that they do their job, and that they have done their job, and to a question, or better yet, interrogate, we just kind of speculate that that's what they're doing. They're just waiting,
Mhm,
for answers, for results.
mhm,
Um, but the boyfriend was the last known person that Emma was waiting on by the landlord, and by the accounts of Emma's sister dropping her off, and then the landlord all said that they went walking elsewhere.
mm. So, that's good. That's good to hear. That's that's all I'm gonna say about that. That's good to hear. Hope says, I fear the baby was the target. What do you feel about that, Ivy?
I feel that Emma was special enough that it's possible that the baby is a part of our family, and the baby has a wonderful mother, plain and simple. And regardless of anything from point A to point B, we will find both of them, and we won't stop until then. At this point, I can't say for sure who is or is not actually, the number one person to go to. All I can say is that baby is family. We don't have to meet that baby yet to know that baby is family. And if that baby is quote unquote a target, then that just proves how fucked up and sick this world has become. And that's sad.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, this person made a very good point. Did she have any devices that could be located? And I'm going to add on to that can be pinged. And again, we're going to say this. If you don't feel comfortable answering these questions, I have no problem with you saying, I can't talk about that right now. Straight up.
Since the very beginning, she had her phone. It was not physically on. They were supposed to get it turned on the very next day. The same device that she responded saying that she was at the house. That is the device. Um,
Mm,
like we said, we're trying to figure out if we can locate the box, figure out how to help everyone that is helping us. That is the only device.
mm. Do you know if the boyfriend is, I mean, I know he's in jail for unrelated charges, but do you know if they've gone to him to actually question him about Emma?
Originally, they did. Salazar told us one thing, but we don't really actually know the outcome of it. That wasn't the lack of communication again.
Okay. I totally understand that. Abby, I'm going to ask you to please talk about um, who the public needs to contact in case they know anything, in case they see anything. We're obviously going to talk about the police, and I I'm going to say straight up, I don't trust the police. I don't think they do anything for our missing, but they can be an asset to tips that come in. But
At this point, I suggest we send all actual real tips, and this means real as in you are able to confirm or have real viable information, some sort of actual way of proving and are willing to, help
Mhm,
the correct way
mhm,
to Detective Gordon. He is located at the Lake County Homicide Department. Team NWI, the missing struggle mom, which is Jamie. Her number is on the poster. My sister Haley's number is on the poster. At this point, though, like Lake County homicide for sure.
Abby, are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm here to provide strength and to do what is necessary.
Absolutely.
Abby, you're doing really good. Can I chime in one more time?
Oh
Also,
yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yes.
case files is also on this case as well. So if anybody wants to contact case files as well, Lisette Gillian, she would be willing to get information as well. So that's another source of who can be contacted. I mean, because
She is amazing.
I'm sorry to like cut anybody off, but this Jesse Wayne just keeps on coming, and I have to get his stuff out here. I think I don't know why. I just feel something with him. So let's go with him. Contacted today. I've contacted today, please, multiple times. Oh, police. I'm the one that found out a lot of the information that they know because I went out on the street after I brought it out of jail myself when I heard she was missing. But the police have not responded to my calls or voicemails. Go figure. They do that to all of us. I have no idea why. I have helped her family search and I will continue. Oh, I have helped her family search and I will continue to search for her. I sent money to her when she needed it and even sent money for her kids. She's been my friend for over 3 years and she's such a sweet girl. I,
Yet again, can I say something right off rip here?
yes.
Jesse Wayne, this isn't about how you've done this, and that. Send the information to the correct places. If you have any information that actually is going to be helpful for my sister and her baby, telling the entire world what you did or what you did not do, or all those things in between. Okay, this is not a Jesse Wayne show. This is a find my sister and her missing child, please. This is what we need. Okay? Can you please stop? Please.
Thank you.
You're causing pain.
Other people are going to be looking at these messages and at these chats and comments and things like that, Jesse. Just like us with NWI and the missing struggle, we don't put shit out there just to have clout or to have our name in any of these cases. Actually, we don't even want our name in these cases. However, we know what it feels like to have a missing family member, and that's why we're here to help. So I think you need to just calm down a little bit, and if you have facts, share them. Not on social media, not out to the public, but to the right people. Okay. I don't know how to say it any more clear. I really, I don't. Honestly, don't.
Care the right way, please. Just everyone care the right way.
Agreed. I want to ask you a question. Have they found her cell phone? And do they have? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Have they told you guys if they pinged her phone, even though it was Wi-Fi or whatever? I don't know if they're able to do that with a Wi-Fi phone. Lorenzo, maybe you can answer that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I really don't have a answer to that question, but what I do know is that it's all a electronic fingerprint. So the only way to get access to that is from the police department, subpoenaing a warrant, and going to that specific carrier to get that type of information. That's something that we cannot do. That's something that law enforcement or your basement hacker could probably do, and we don't know anybody of that sort. So, I mean but that would be a great piece of the puzzle to find out, because she's on Wi-Fi. It's on someone's Wi-Fi,
right?
Whether it was McDonald's, whether it was a gas station, whether it was at the boyfriend's house. Those are all electronic fingerprints, and that'll be a big clue to accessing her phone and her messages and her search history, and even tracking on a map of some type.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Someone asked, what can followers online do that can truly help and support you? Well, let's not just say you, Emma. What can they do to support Emma and to get her name and her case out in the public? What do you think we need to do as the public?
I feel honestly, any public that is willing to share her poster, to get the word out there, to provide photos or video footage, any searches, make sure that you contact the correct people so you are informed what to do, how to do it, so you're not possibly touching something that shouldn't be touched. You're not going on someone's property. So if we do have evidence that it's thrown out and isn't viable or usable in court, we need to make sure that everyone that is helping is also aware of safety concerns, as well as just knowing how to report and not checking the same areas over and over, but maybe expanding the correct way. The public, we have done everything we can to make sure that there's not we're not trying to take a whole bunch of money or anything like that. All the GoFundMe accounts that are up there, they are not ours. We did not ask anybody to do it. The reward money that was offered for Emma is physical money that we have, because this is real. This isn't a in between thing.
Can you repeat that one more time? You did not set up a what?
We did not set up any GoFundMe accounts. We did
Mm-hmm.
not ask the public to send us any physical money whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
We asked the public to share all of her information and just help point us in the right direction.
Thank you. Thank you. I said that to emphasize the fact that if we want to give to the families and help these families, that's what we do, because that's the kindness of our heart. But no family that I've ever met that has a missing person asks for money. Lorenzo,
and those
help.
people, like you talked about, someone asking for $3,000 in your specific case.
Mhm.
In that state of mind, people are vulnerable, and it is completely unethical to use people in the state of vulnerability because people are so desperate for help.
Mhm.
So this is something that we don't do. This we are a complete volunteer program. When we go out and we help families in the need, because again, we know that struggle. This is the missing struggle. And
Mhm.
um, again, it's completely unethical to put out there GoFundMe's or here's my Cash App or whatever method of payment that there is, to feed off of someone else's vulnerability.
Absolutely. I like that. Very well said, Lorenzo. Very well said.
Um,
Absolutely.
one more thing too. We us as our team, we did post that we are getting donations for Emma's children, and we were going to do food donations, but we feel that if anybody wants to give, they can contact us to let us know, and we will give the family gift cards if anybody wants to help out the Emma's kids for Christmas, for the holidays. But other than that, and the family is okay with that, because I have talking to Abby and I have got that,
The okay, the
yeah,
approval.
yeah, the approval of that, because the holidays are coming, and we feel that we want to support them in that way. And if anybody else wants to chime in and do that, just let us know. Get inbox us, let us know if you're willing to help.
So again, this is not about for us for gas money or for food or for anything. This is strictly for Emma and her kids.
And also too, because Abby and her family are out there and they are searching, that does help. Like like we're going to take the family coffee grounds, and things like that. But if you want to be able to donate something like that, then let us know. But we will not be taking food donations for the family.
Someone just asked, can we put together an Amazon registry for Christmas? I think that's a
Yeah,
great idea.
That's a great idea.
I think so too.
How do you feel about that, Abby?
I definitely think that is, that's up for the public. Like I said, we appreciate everything that everyone is doing for us, but we don't want anyone to get any wrong idea from us personally.
Right.
I know that Camden can talk to his grandma and maybe set something up that way, but we
And I want to make that perfectly clear. This is not coming from Emma's family. This is coming from NWI and the Missing Struggle. I think it's important, even though Emma's not here, that those kids feel some type of normal.
yes, because they need that.
Absolutely.
They are struggling.
Man, I'm going to tell you, that little boy holding up that sign and saying, Mom, I want you to come home. We miss you. I'm about to just.
We've talked to case files, and they do have stuff to help the family, which is actually super amazing, with therapy and ways for counseling, which is free of charge. So that is something that is really being considered. We
lost you, Abby. Abby. I think we might have lost Abby. Lorenzo, I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna talk shit about it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's 7:07, and you guys know I got 9 o'clock to talk. So I need you guys to like chime in and shut me up, because listen, I'm over here holding back tears. There's so much I want to say to this person that is constantly on these comments, and I'm trying not to show the Trina side of me. I'm trying to be Katrina right now, okay? So help me out, please.
So this case right here, it's very delicate.
Thank you.
It's very delicate, and we need to be delicate for the family. And if you know something, say something to the right channel. Don't go on social media and start, being behind a keyboard or working your thumbs. Go to the right channels and give your information to the right people. Facebook, social media is not the right place to give tips. Take it to Lake County. Give us an inbox, Team NWI Independent Search Team. Inbox the Missing Struggle if you have, a tip. We will cover every single tip. We will turn over every stone. We will go under every bridge. We will go to the depths of where we have to go for any family that calls out on us.
Lisette just chimed in. She also wants to, like, let the public know too, if they're going out on these searches, it's very dangerous to go out on these searches if they're not knowing what they're looking for. And to be very careful, because if you're not letting us know, or you're not letting Missing Struggle know, and you're not letting the family know, how do you know what you're looking for?
And don't go off of these fly-by-night posts. You heard it here, and you heard it from the family. If there's anything factual that you want to share, you either call the police or you share it with one of us.
Yes, I 100% do want to push that. Contact Team NWI, the Missing Struggle, the police department. Mom, if you don't know what you're doing and you do not know what you're looking for, you are not helping us. If you have not been briefed, you are not helping us. We cannot be worried about people going crazy or doing the wrong thing to mess up my sister's case. This is important. She is important. No matter what anyone feels, thinks, what's been said or heard, or that she matters. So please do it correctly. Please.
Yes. Let's talk about if people have seen Emma. Like this message says, what does Emma's tattoos look like? I mean, people have seen the posters, the different flyers, her pregnant, her coming out of jail, things like that. But can you give us a little bit more specific? And also, I'm going to ask you, if you will, to when you go back, if you can go to the Missing Struggle NWI or whatever and put pictures into the chat so people can actually see and they can save it if they need to.
Got it.
Okay. We identified she has tattoos on her neck that looks like a sunrise. She has Trust None on her forearms. She has one on her neck that is Mod, M-O-D. She's got her nose pierced. She does like to do her hair. She is a girly girl all the way. She's real pretty. You won't miss her. If you see her, you won't miss her. Anything else you want to add specifically?
Her tattoo is a sunflower with the sunrise over it.
Yeah, she has the tattoo on her collarbone is a sunrise with a sunflower over it. We will make sure to get better pictures posted up so everyone, if they see these tattoos, will be able to recognize her no matter what.
Okay, let's.
Katrina. Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
The picture of the way that the police put her out and the picture that family put her out, there's a lot of people also saying, you know, the pictures look so different. Can we talk about her hair, Abby?
The picture that the police used, I feel, was more of a, excuse my language, but a fuck you statement in some ways. Everybody makes mistakes. Anyone that can sit on here and tell me that they don't, I hope you guys stop lying to yourselves. Making mistakes means you're growing, you're learning, you're becoming something. Yes, they are using a mugshot, which is not how she is normally out and about. And that
is that the one with the short hair?
Yes. She did cut her hair to try a different style. She did not like it. You know, we all do things that just don't make sense sometimes. That's how the world works.
We're human.
Now, Abby, they're also asking if you guys set up something for Saturday because someone obviously set up a search for Saturday. Did you and your family set that search up?
Mom set it up, yes. And she wants to make sure that everyone meets and it's done correctly as well. Originally, she was asking close friends, and there are some Facebook groups that we did not make, we did not approve, and they just did it on their own. And I do have to say one thing about that in particular is all these people make these groups and don't invite any of the family, and they just talk and tell each other all these things, and they do not make sure the information is pushed correctly, and it's starting to cause unnecessary drama and confusion, and that is not what we want.
Okay. So what time is this search they're asking? And when?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the search. So the search that is scheduled for Saturday is sponsored by her family. I just want to make sure that's very clear to the audience.
Yes. It's supposed to be close family, friends, and people that have been approved by Mom.
Okay. So listen to this, guys. It's not for the public. It is for persons that are approved by the family. Jesse, please stop putting things out there that are not true. Okay. I I will block you from this page and any other page and anything else that I have if you continue to put out false narratives.
Thank
Seriously.
you.
Get,
Thank you very
get,
much.
get a life, dude. Seriously, get a life. Sorry. Go ahead.
So
Tasha,
where's this location at, Abby? That
well, we might not need to talk about that if it's only approved by certain people. We might
Yes.
not need to do that in
Yes.
public.
Right. There you go.
yeah.
Okay. Um, Lorenzo, Tiffany, Abby, do you guys have anything else to say? Because somebody's going to cut me in the throat if I don't cut it off.
I just want to say I have faith that there is still good in this world, and that regardless of what anyone wants to say or thinks or feels about Emma, she didn't deserve to just be lost. She is loved, and we will do whatever it takes to find her.
Agreed. Lorenzo?
At a time like this, in the same time that happened to us back in 2015, a lot of us, maybe even you too, Katrina, and everyone else that's listening, when they go through a hard time, we'll take our fist and we'll shake it up to the sky and we'll ask, why me? Why me? Well, maybe the question is, why not me? So this is a learning experience for everybody. We don't have the answers at the moment in time, but within time, we will have those answers and we will have the closure that is needed for all of our families.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then,
Absolutely.
then later on, we'll be able to help other people just as we're doing here with the missing struggle and our group on this side. And, there's a reason for everything.
Yeah.
We just have to pay close attention and find out what that reason is. No one should go through these things, but we live in an evil world. We live in a world where we have soulless people, and we need to come to realization that there's a bigger picture.
Emma is a person, and we all fight for equality and to be treated like people. And now it's time to step up to the plate. She's a person.
And we're fighting just like if someone else's family member was missing. Again, we don't know what anyone's going through until we're actually going through it. And it's a very, very tough, very, very dark place to be in. But together we will get through it.
I'm gonna put this out there. A lot of people that are talking in the comments, you have no idea what we feel like as family members of the missing. The not knowing is a motherfucker, okay?
Yeah.
When people get shot, killed, murdered, they commit suicide, you know where your loved one is. We don't. And that's what hurts us. Like, you go to sleep thinking about your loved one. You wake up thinking about, oh my God, where's my loved one? Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? This shit is for real. Okay? It's not a game. It's not a game. And until you go through it, shut up. Straight. I don't, you know what? This Jesse dude is fixing to get it. Like, I think it's time to stop. We're at 7:20 and because I'm ready to go off, guys. For real.
Just breathe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what my mama said. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Or we can just find him and do a street justice like they did in Milwaukee. I'm just saying. Anyways, I love y'all. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you. Thank you.